Orlando controls the tip. Outside, Banchero is matched up with Bridges. Suggs turns it over.
Two. Suggs.
Magic turned it over 15 times in that loss against Philadelphia. Charlotte had just 8 turnovers against Miami. Diabate was a huge factor on the glass. 8 offensive boards.
And it's not just the offensive boards with Diabate. You know, it's the times people foul him when he's in pursuit. It's the times that the ball gets deflected out of bounds, and here we start right there. It's a loose ball foul. Why? Because Diabate has Charlotte turnovers, only 2 after halftime. 1 in the fourth quarter, 1 in overtime.
Now this is going to be a turnover for Charlotte, a foul call.
Ball's jersey, and they didn't see it.
Banchero gets Bain involved. 2-man game with Banchero. Hard drive, pulls up, and scores.
I like that by Banchero. Aggressive move into the middle and then over the top. Sometimes he tries to get it all the way to the rim and ends up taking very tough shots in traffic.
Miller to Bridges. Short on a 3-ball. Diabate fighting for it. And it's out of bounds. 16 record with Diabate starting. Bridges slams it down off the inbound feed from Ball.
Well, you've got to switch that back screen. He was wide open. That's a mistake the Magic cannot afford.
Wagner on a kick. Bain rims out on a 3-ball, and Diabate skies for the rebound. Knippel has really been struggling on the offensive end. High banker doesn't go.
Yeah, Dirk Nowitzki said it in the studio. 35% over the last 10.
The acceleration by Bain, they're going to count it for season games. The 9th Magic player to ever do that. Charlotte opens up 1 of 5 from the field. They shot 44% against Miami. Miller drains it from long range.
Well, Miller had a great after halftime game. 16 points in the second half, 4 in overtime the other night in that big win against Miami.
Banchero strong to the hole. 6-5 advantage here for the Magic. Charlotte gets into it quickly.
Good trend for the Magic with Banchero being as aggressive as he's been.
Drop step didn't work. Bridges was trying to take Bain on the baseline. Miller using the Diabate screen. There's the roll. Diabate denied. Banchero. Suggs head and shoulder fake. The fend off over Knippel for 2. Orlando opens up 4 of 5 from the field. High screen Diabate, ball, swings it for Bridges. He'll let it fly. Hits the rim. Cleared by Wagner. Wagner. He takes it right at the chest of Miller, and the banker goes.
Conditioning. He admitted patience is not his strong suit and said there were times during rehab he may have pushed too hard with stepping back and building true game shape. Wagner told me he wants to play wherever he can. Ian?
Cassidy, Jamal Mosley told us it really is about Wagner just trying to find his rhythm right now, working through it. That was an offensive foul called against Diabate. In and out for Banchero. And a long rebound to Miller. Knippel. It's a wide open 3. Won't go. Bain the other way. Knippel cuts him off. 10-5 lead for the Magic. And Wagner couldn't finish. Put down. It's Carter.
But that's what happens when you drive the ball. You draw help. It takes a body off offensive rebounders. Carter to the rim, and Charlotte struggling with a very aggressive.
No size did bother them earlier in the season. Kick. Banchero doesn't take the 3. Leaves it for Carter, who rocks the rim.
But Charles Lee wanted to protect the paint mentality, and right now Charlotte having.
Anthony Black seeing his first action for the Magic. Ball trying to get it going. The rookie James to the veteran Bridges. Oh, that's creative on a scoop to the hoop.
That's a big-time finish right there with the right hand.
And that ends a 10-0 run. 14-7 Magic. Bain can't get the floater. James gets it ahead for Ball. Ball misses from the outside. It's tapped over to Suggs.
Ball was 2 for 16 from 3 in that game the other night against Miami.
Banchero one-on-one, turns on Bridges, clears for Suggs with 10 to shoot. Suggs lines it up, and he overcooked it. Miller ahead for ball, pedal to the metal. Swing, diagonal Miller, bottom.
It's a big-time pass by Sion James. Head up, hit him right on target.
Miller is now 2 of 2 from three-point territory. And it's a 4-point lead for the Magic. Banchero will take and miss the three. Uncontested rebound for Ball.
Well, Bridges went under the screen. That's what you have to do against Orlando. You have to keep him out of the paint and make him shoot jump shots.
That scoop doesn't go for Ball. And he knocked it right through the legs of Miller over to Suggs. Suggs' jumper is pure.
The long two.
Charlotte put up 120.3 points per game in the season series against Orlando. They won it 3 games to 1.
You can see the physicality, though, that Orlando's bringing to the game right now.
Another miss by Ball from long range. Banchero splits defenders. Carter got him. A three.
I like that three because the ball hit the paint and came out. You know the defense is going to be collapsing, but this Orlando defense is physical right now.
Miller misses from the side. James tries to keep it alive. And Banchero controls it. We approach 5 minutes to go in the first. It's a 9-point lead for the Magic. Banchero flips it. Corner. Carter! Put it on the board. It's a three.
Best defense in the NBA. And it was really the first time they had a full roster. We're seeing the way they looked last year when they were second in the league defensively.
Miller is surrounded, and they're going to run out of time. Orlando actually set a franchise record in scoring with 115.7 points per game this year. Black floats it up. Banchero trying to work around. The pirouette and bucket for Paolo Banchero. The lead has ballooned to 14, and it's the second 10-0 run of this opening quarter.
When they've already got 16 in the paint. Charlotte has to keep them out of the paint and off the free throw line if they're going to win this game.
Kobe White, one of the heroes of the Tuesday night victory. Swing it for James. That ball deflected. Suggs gets a piece. Knocked ahead. Suggs couldn't grab it.
Shot clock violation. Long time.
Turnover story this season for the Hornets has been an issue. Banchero splashes in a triple.
Agreed with him on as he said we're getting good looks. I don't see that. They're very seldom getting any look at all.
Early in the second quarter, Bane attacking. Ataze in a crowd. Green was trying to knock it free. Kane is fouled. So Morph has been so lopsided in favor of Orlando from the very start.
And he's right. I mean, another game, every game is different. And this one is a lot different than the Miami game. Miami's a team wants to get it.
Ball swings it. Kniffel. The pull-up is there.
Well, that's good for him. He needed to see one go, but you can see even how hard that was. The shot was heavily contested. He had to fight through contact to get to his spot. And you can see down here, Orlando just able to move freely. Nobody's on them ever.
And that's a travel on Kane. Turnover for the Magic.
They can win the possession game, which they're doing right now. It's going to make it very tough on Charlotte.
Magic got to the playoffs last year as the 7 seed and lost to Boston in the opening round 4 games to 1. Kniffel, they need it. They got it.
Magic not up on the pick and roll that time like they were early in the game. They got to get the bigs up. They've got to keep the pressure on. It's one thing to come out with all the emotion that gets you playing with great intensity, but sustaining it is harder.
Kane jars it loose, and there is a foul call. He led the NBA. Wagner back in against Kniffel. Ball fakes on a double. Wagner off balance. Gets the roll and the foul.
That is not very good game plan discipline whatsoever. If your plan was protect the paint at all costs, which is what Charles Lee said. His team not executing that plan at all right now.
Second foul against Knipple. Ball is yet to score. Bridges, kick, Knipple, extra, Green, off the front of the rim. Wagner stumbles. Half-court set here for the Magic. Every combination that's been on the floor has worked thus far for Jamal Mosley. Quality minutes from Bataze. Bain lost it. Knipple takes it away. Ball up ahead for White. Again, he saw two defenders and was forced to give it up. Ball turns the corner. Bridges lets it fly. Short.
The Magic doing a great job making the ball come out, but closing hard.
And Kane takes it in for two. 45-21, Orlando. Ball, the dribbling exhibition.
Natural leader, and with Paolo, it's about staying ready through the praise and criticism. And for Orlando, the chemistry may still be catching up to the talent, but there's no better time to create it here than in the postseason, guys.
And the defense continues to stand it over 9 times. They have just 7 field goals. Black gets to the paint. Misses on the teardrop. Carter is back in. Offensive rebound. Nice adjustment, but he couldn't finish it. Cleared by Kalkbrenner. White with a pep in his step. Gets cut off, and he just tosses it near the rim. A foul is called. And there's been a whole lot of that. On the side, Miller back in. Ball for Williams. His 3 ball doesn't go. Suggs up ahead, the lead feed. Black had it knocked away by White. Miller steps into the 3, and he's got it.
Well, if they can get some in transition where they can not have to face the Magic's set defense, that would really help them, but they're not a real running team.
9 points now for Brandon Miller. He is the high man for the Hornets. Suggs, corner. Remain no. And Black.
In the corner, Kobe White does not get a body on him.
Charlotte was living on the offensive glass against Miami. They had 17 offensive rebounds. They have 1 tonight. 7.5 to go in this second quarter. It's all Magic. Miller on the move. Swing it. Williams just keeps on firing. Rebound knocked around. Carter touched it last, out of bounds. In Vegas, they were riding high. They had quality wins to get there.
Well, yeah, I mean, they played in probably the best pool. I mean, they had to beat Detroit and Boston, the top 2 teams in the East, to get there.
Ball dancing. It's good, but it's an out-shoot. The takedown against Bam Adebayo, who did not return to action because of a lower back injury. And a foul out front. Miller is shrugging his shoulder to the confidence that got the win over Miami, but obviously remain very focused on there's still a job to do. Carter misses on the first attempt. Who will win to get in? Get the number. One out of 2 for Carter. They have doubled up the Hornets, 48-24.
And just look at the ball pressure now. The body is on you everywhere. There's no space.
Kobe White is way off, an air ball. Suggs ahead for Black. And Caro. Hard drive. And Caro lays it in. And it's going the other. After the loss to Philadelphia, stating how the Sixers handled their business. Knipple short, 1 and done for Charlotte.
There's just nothing coming easy. Charlotte, a team that wants to play with a nice flow. There's no flow in this game.
Miller knocks the ball away from Carter and retrieved by Knipple. Up ahead for White. Gets around Black. White drives, bounces. Williams, his 3 ball. Doesn't go. Carter ahead. Uncontested. Bang! Big finish!
At both ends of the floor, and so far, they have not been up to the challenge.
3rd foul on Black. Miller moving without the ball. Jump shot is smooth.
Well, that's his 4th made 3 already. He's about the only offense they have had.
12 points for Brandon Miller. Suggs on a kick. Da Silva fakes out Knipple, floats it up, doesn't go. Strong rebound there by Bridges, trying to run. It's cut off by Da Silva. Bridges continues. Diagonal Knipple. Corner, Bridges. Takes it in, flips it to the right hand for two.
Very good ball movement there. That's what they're going to have.
50-29. Largest lead has been 26. And a whistle stops play. Carter and James. Knipple is 2 of 5 from the field.
He's not been able to play free and easy.
4:44 on the clock. Carter splits a pair.
And as we know, this is the NBA, and there's over 28 minutes to go. Plenty of time.
Miller off the double. Banchero takes it away from Bridges. Magic are running. Wagner leaves it. Banchero! Bully ball! Plus the foul. So we talked about Charlotte and the mentality coming off that win over Miami in overtime. It was the opposite for the Magic. There was almost a sullen vibe, but angry.
No question. And people were telling them how bad they are. And the bottom line is, you're never as good as people think you are, and you're never as bad as people think you are. You've got to stay even keel. Bane initiating contact again. Orlando, even though Bane missed that, Orlando loving the contact and the physicality in this game.
Uncontested, Bane with the lay-in. The defense creating offense over and over again for Orlando.
Well, there's plenty of time for it to change, but right now, I got to be honest, Charlotte is shrinking from the competition. They look like they don't want any part of this.
Orlando has scored 18 points off of Charlotte turnovers, and there could be another takedown. Bridges and Bane. Orlando, there were a lot of highs. We talked about them, certainly leading into the NBA Cup. And then in March, it got very rocky. Lost 6 in a row at one point in the month, but then finished strong. And we saw some indicators that defensively they were ready to take it to another level. And it's Wagner with the banker and the foul.
Signs and the strength of Wagner, Bane, and Banchero. I don't know if anybody's 3 best players would beat these 3 guys in a weight room. I'll tell you that for sure.
Third foul on Knipple. Knipple, step back 3. Missed it. 71-39, Magic. Carter fakes on a 3 ball. Just over a minute gone by here in the third. Banchero, short. And it's rebounded by Diabate. Rebounding numbers have been lopsided as well. Ball, this is before the shot. A
free throw line more than anybody else, but then they're 25th in sending their opponents to the line. There's usually 52.5 free throws a game in Orlando Magic basketball games.
Miller drives it. Ball. Very difficult angle. It's knocked out of bounds. 0.7 on the shot clock. This has been a recurring theme for
plays with great ball movement. Usually.
Go figure.
Well, there
Bridges with a logo land jumper.
It was wide open.
Yeah. 71-42. Wagner forcing the action into the paint. He draws the foul. And it happened to be Bridges.
Just be able to get it in and throw it up toward the rim, and he got it. But you see Orlando's size when all of these guys are out.
Magic finished the season 18th in offensive rating, 13th in defensive rating. But as mentioned, all of the missed games, Wagner missed 48 of the last 58 games that the Magic played with that high ankle sprain. Ball fake. Count it for 3.
First made 3 of the night. He was 2 for 16 the other night, so now 3 for 20 in the 2 play-in games from 3-point range.
Diabate was waiting. He had VOD 21. That is the first Charlotte block of the night. Banchero against Knipple. Missed it, but a foul. And the
yeah.
I think some of the questions that will put 8th seed in the Eastern Conference.
No question.
What they're capable of, how physical they are, how long they are. Their brand of defense, which has been elite here this evening. I know we often can get caught into recency bias as ball misses on a 3 ball. Wagner, drive and kick, Banchero, extra. Suggs, swing it. And a 3-second call. And
The other read, when you're open, you've got to shoot.
Diabate gets into it. Miller, lob it up. Diabate couldn't catch it because there was a foul. Orlando, 3 against Charlotte. 3 minutes gone by in the third. Ball using the screen set by Bridges. Carter now sticks with him. Ball hesitates, scores, and 1.
Sometime in this quarter, then maybe Orlando starts tightening up a little bit.
Largest lead has been 35 for the Magic. Banchero! Oh, that was nasty! Major rack attack! 76-50. Magic. Banchero defended by Bridges, 10 to shoot. They leave him free for a 3. Got it. 22 points, Paolo Banchero. 9 of 13 from the field. Black goes down. It's an offensive foul.
Very quick. Applies a lot of pressure, great length. He's another guy who just spent a lot of time injured this year, especially late in the year.
Trying to attack. And it's not. They were 19 and 12. So came from behind quite a bit. They had 18 wins, led the NBA when trailing by 10 points or more. Hot floater doesn't go for ball. Rebounded by Banchero. Swing, Bane. Fly by Bridges. Bane misses a 3. And Diabate with a weak side rebound. Ball ahead. Catch. Bridges. Fouled by Bane. Gave him a little bit of a cushion.
Yeah.
People were curious. I understand the ice mark rough.
Well, now they know.
now
they know.
It's been confirmed.
There's no question.
79-52. Magic still shooting it at 58% from the field. Banchero gets inside, draws the foul.
31 times against Philadelphia on the road the other night. And they're going about with this team is protect the paint, protect the paint, protect the paint. And they have not been able to keep them out.
Again, there are a few talked about. But the big 3, Banchero, Wagner, Bane, 13 and 11 in the regular season with them. Bane. Rebounded by Batadze and taken away by Kalkbrenner. They were going to run out of time either way. Miller, the push up the floor. Caught by Knippo. Short. Right back to him. Now, Cleveland, 1 o'clock, followed by Minnesota and Denver, and then the Hawks at the Knicks. ABC tomorrow night, Houston and the Lakers. Go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app for more info.
And we'll be in New York tomorrow night at that 6 o'clock game. We don't do road management.
Sure, everybody was questioning. De Silva, that's a 3.
But again, it was Banchero attacking the paint to make the play that set that up.
83-54. Banchero a near steal. Miller will do it himself with the left hand. He'll hit the halfway point of the third. De Silva. Rebound, Black, and the foul. Bodies going down like bowling pin. And Black at the line. Lead is back up to 30. Ball the handles, the Euro, the deuce off the window. 10 points in the third quarter for Ball. Black tosses it to Banchero. Got a shake-off ball. Banchero drive and kick. Corners, Black. Rims out. Kept alive by Miller. Grabbed by Kalkbrenner. Shooting numbers for Charlotte. 36% from the field. 30% from 3. penetrates, he scores, and one. To what he does, there's an electricity in how he plays. And this is really the first year where it's truly translated into winning basketball. The right supporting cast, the right vibes on the team. Coaching staff has done an excellent job. Jeff Peterson, their general manager, putting together a terrific roster. Swept down! A samurai! All rookie squad.
Yeah, well, great rim protector. Knows his role offensively. Still has to get stronger.
Williams just took a shot to the kisser. Hook runner. Return to sender.
With Wendell Carter Jr.
Rainbow jumper, Williams. Too strong. And Carroll with a blast. He's picked up by James. Another Duke versus Duke combo. Wagner using the screen. Trying to toss it upstairs to Carter, and a foul was called. Both teams are play your game. Start of the fourth, Wagner banks it in. Charlotte cut it to 23, but Orlando went on an 8-0 run to end the third quarter. They continue now into the fourth. The zigzag move by White doesn't go. Kalkbrenner can't get the follow. And the Magic 11 minutes and 25 seconds away from a date with the Detroit Pistons.
Suggs.
One-on-one, Bridges, kick, Knipple, short.
Well, I'll tell you what, it has just become such a struggle for Con Knipple over his last now almost 11 games. Shooting 27% from three.
Baines three. Green tries to tap it to himself and does. The outlet to White. Brenner. And it's out of bounds. And Carroll gets it back from Black. Swing it. Black's jumper. Too strong. Batase, offensive rebound. Back in against James. Black, hot potato three. Doesn't go. Push up the floor. Bridges turns the corner. He's fouled by Batase. %82 on the season. 20. Miller is 23. Diabate is 24. 25-win improvement from last season to this season.
Yeah, phenomenal job by Charles Lee and phenomenal job by these players to buy in. What impressed me the most, we knew they had offensive talent, but they became an outstanding defense.
Fake on a three, Green defensive, now he'll take it and miss it. Batase, another strong rebound, but it's going to go the other way. Batase picks up the foul. Season Hornets won the next 3 meetings, which gave them confidence going into this, except Charles Lee did mention that every time they played them after, they were not 100%. He recognized that it was not the Orlando team they were going to see tonight. Bridges turns, pivots, that won't go.
It was an excellent move, stepping through the double team, coming from the baseline, just couldn't finish.
Just over 9 minutes to play. And Caro on drive, he's fouled. And this will be free throw attempts number 36 and 37 for the Magic. Number 1 pick in 2022. Obviously, Orlando invested in him, invested in Wagner, invested in Suggs, took on the contract of Desmond Bane, who Memphis had invested in. White slicing, kicking for James, short on a three. Bancaro, lead pass, caught by Bane, and he'll take it in for two, but it's A foul going the other way.
The Orlando Magic love to hit people.
That's just part of the mentality.
That is. It's part of the mentality. And look, it's what made them really good a year ago defensively, and they're trying to get back to that mentality and that identity. Guys in the studio were talking about it before Wednesday night, that they needed to rediscover their defensive identity. Well, they certainly have tonight.
That ball got down low, away from Banchero, and taken away by Kalkbrenner. Charlotte has turned it over 20 times. Salon, kick, James. And a hold on Carter.
Get these second possessions for their teams. That's not going to show up on the stat sheet, but that's Ryan Kalkbrenner giving them a second opportunity and a Kobe White bucket.
The Euro induced from Kobe White. Well, you mentioned last season, Orlando was number 2 in defensive rating. They were number 1 in points allowed. This season, number 13 in defensive rating and 13th in points allowed. 115.1. They gave up 105.5 in 24-25. Salon, swing it. The James 3, hook it.
Well, but again, when you don't have your guys, that makes a big difference, and especially Franz Wagner. As good as he is offensively, Franz Wagner may be the best defender on this Magic team.
Bain fires it for Black. Banchero comes to the ball. Fires. Tip in. Nearly went for Black. It does go for Carter on the throwdown. 108-78.
Well, I think the biggest disappointment for Charlotte tonight is going to be exactly what we heard in Charles. 6 minutes, 37 seconds, and one more game away from being to the NBA playoffs.
Tillman in, so is Mann for Charlotte. James sets and fires. This is on a 3-ball, and it's rebounded by Bain. .49% shooting for Orlando, 34% for the Hornets. And this thing was over early. Bain gets to the rim.
That's been all night. At the rim, in the paint. They are plus 34 in the paint. In a game they lead by 32.
Salon misses on a 3-ball. Tracked down by the veteran Tillman. Swing it. Green. Can't hit the 3. And the rebound snagged by Carter. Celebration time for the Orlando Magic. Dapping one another up. A lot of smiles. Mo Wagner is in the game. Jet Howard is in. So is Jace Richardson. Black on a swing for Howard.
A quick turnaround for Orlando.
Howard gets to the right. Couldn't finish it.
Quick turnaround. They've got to be ready to play on Sunday against the team who will not shy from the physicality.
Connaughton gets the deuce. McNeely in. And a bucket there for Noah Penda.
All right, 93, a very rare number. Why is he wearing 93, Cassidy?
What a setup.
Cassidy's not even responding
Jeez.
to get into the game tonight.
Cassidy, you got the answer?
Yes, I do. I'm so sorry. I was communicating.
31.
All right, I'm not going to ask why.
Cassidy?
93 is just a little rare, you know. I must say one thing, though, as this winds down. You know, the other thing that's been questioned here in Orlando, I know because I live in this area and read the local papers and stuff, has been Jamal Mosley. He's put a lot of people, a lot of critics to rest tonight. This team obviously still very much listening to him, very motivated, totally bought into the game plan tonight. They played this game from the outset exactly the way that they wanted played. This guy's done a tremendous job here in Orlando. Third straight year going to the playoffs.
The rookie McNeely gets into the box score.
I think McNeely played for their G League team when they won the G League championship just a week or so back.
Final 3 minutes of action.